All right, guys, here is your notes for rates. It is pages 49 and 50. So our standard here says, give examples of rates as a comparison by division of two quantities having different attributes, including rates as quotients. And what that means, a rate is a comparison of two things by division. So, our example here says, Chris drove 107 miles in 2 hours. That is a rate because we are comparing two different things. The rate at which he does something. Right here, it's his rate of speed. But we look at rates typically in the form of a unit rate, meaning scaling down. So while the rate here is 107 miles in 2 hours, that is also the same thing as we want to see miles per hour. How many miles in 1 hour? So what would that be? 53.5 miles per hour. So it is done by division. You would divide 107 divided by 2. This is numerator divided by denominator. Chop dog, basically, right? So it is a comparison here. So some examples of rates. If you say you're going camping and you have 16 campers and 4 cabins, your rate will be 4 campers per cabin. Anytime that you have something you could simplify to one thing per another, that usually is rates, and it can be solved with division. $3.98 for 2 egg cartons. That's cost for each egg carton here. You can drive 240 miles in 4 hours. You're comparing your miles and hours, how far you can travel in a given amount of time. Okay, we are looking at two different quantities. So it's not like looking at yellow balloons and red balloons because those are the same quantity, okay? So a unit rate is where the second quantity is 1. So we are scaling down, and let's say a cruise ship travels 60 miles in 20 minutes. Okay, that is a rate, but the unit rate would mean how far does it travel per minute in 1 minute. So we can just scale down. So just like our other ratio tables, but what we've been doing mostly in class is multiplying. We've been solving these where you're scaling up and multiplying. Well, unit rate, you're actually scaling down to try to get to 1. So from 20 to 1, we divide by 20. And so whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top, and we divide by 20 here. So 60 divided by 20 is 3, and that would mean the unit rate would be 3 miles per minute. Okay, here's an example down here. Antonio washes 3 cars in 45 minutes. So we said, what is the rate in which he washes each car? Now, I don't see a number in here, but each does represent 1. So 1 car. So we have the rate or the speed at which he's washing cars, but we are trying to scale down. We're simplifying it to find the rate that he washes 1 car. So we divide by 3 and we divide by 3. You notice how this ratio table looks exactly like what we've already been doing with our proportions, but now we're just scaling down instead of scaling up as much, okay? So 45 divided by 3 is 15. He can wash 1 car in 15 minutes. Okay, so your question over here, what is the difference between a rate and a unit rate? Well, a unit rate scales down to 1. That's really it. All right, so the second page here, we use unit rates in real life to find us ways to save money. So we have 2 different stores here. We have Quick Market and Stop and Save. So at Quick Market, you can buy 3 apples for $1.35. At Stop and Save, you can buy 5 apples for $2.40. So which is the better buy? Now, don't just look at this cost right here and say, well, $1.35 is less than $2.40. Well, that's $1.35 for 3 apples. So when we're looking at better buy or the cost, the unit rate here, we actually look at cost per apple. Cost per apple. So I want to get to 1 apple. Okay, so we would divide by 3. So whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom. So $1.35 divided by 3 is 45 cents. It's 45 cents per apple at the Quick Market if you buy 3 of them. Now, if you go to Stop and Save, let's try there. 5 apples for $2.40. So if I want to scale down to 1, I have to divide. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So now I'm going to do $2.40 divided by 5. And these are 48 cents an apple. So which one is the better buy? The 45 cents, so Quick Market. Okay, right here, another way of looking at unit rate is your hourly rate of pay. Okay, so Yusuf makes $57.75 for working 7 hours. So what is his hourly rate of pay? Hourly means per hour for 1 hour. So how do I get from 7 hours to 1 hour? I have to divide by 7. So whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom here. So we would do $57.75 divided by 7, and I get $8.25. That is his hourly rate of pay. That means he makes $8.25 for 1 hour of working. Okay? Over here, describe your strategy for comparing 2 stores for a better price. Well, my strategy is to scale down to find the cost of 1 item. Okay, scale them both down to find the cost of 1 item. So your summary here for rates. Rates are just like any other ratio table or proportion that you solve. We just are usually always scaling down to 1 instead of scaling up to make bigger predictions, okay? Thanks, Rams.